Good morning, Philippines! Welcome to English Literature News. I am Desiree Juliano, your news anchor. Today, we're going to discover the characteristics or the standing feature of Chinese and Hindu literature. I discovered the characteristics of Chinese literature about the Confucius 551 479 BC first claimed that poetry may serve to inspire, to reflect, to communicate, and to admonish. Second, Chinese literature is an open literature which constantly brings in new ideas and literary forms and styles. Third, Chinese literature pays great attention to learning, form, and converges with the world's advanced and progressive literature. Fifth, the diversity of literature schools have developed freely and compete on an equal basis on each other. In the development of Chinese literature, folk literature has always developed side by side with scholarly literature and greatly driven the development and prosperity of Chinese literature as a whole. Here is Confucius' work. First, the collections of poetry, Book of Odys, the Book of Documents, collections of treatises on divination, the Spring and Autumn Annals, the Book of Changes, Analects, the most reliable documentation of his ideas. Other three major sources of Confucian thought are Mencius, Great Learning, and Me. Influence of Confucius to Chinese literature. Chinese philosopher whose thoughts expressed in the philosophy of Confucianism have influenced Chinese culture right up to the present day. Influence upon East Asian intellectual and social history in immeasurable. Sound bites of wisdom became China's handbook on government and its code of personal morality of thousands of years. Confucianism means a lot not only to China but also to the world in 1988. Here is the characteristics of Hindu literature. First, Indian literature is based on piety, a deeply religious spirit. Second, Indian literary masterpieces are written in epic form, corresponds to the great epochs in the history of India. Third, medieval Indian literature, the earliest works in many of the languages were sectarian designed to advance or to celebrate some orthodox religional belief. Here are the forms of Hindu prose and poetry. The earliest written form of Indian literature, canonical, and Hindu sacred composition, the Veda in Sanskrit language. Then added prose commentaries such as the tremendously admired and scholarly Brahmas in the Upanishads. Here are the significance of Rabindranath Tagore in literature. Best known as a poet and man of many talents, a highly prolific Indian poet, philosopher, writer who wrote novels, essays, plays, and poetic works in colloquial Bengali. First Indian to win a Nobel for Literature for his English version of his celebrated poetic collection, Gihantali, which is a free version recreation. For more update and information, just log on to www.chinahighlights.com travel guide culture history of Chinese. Again, this is Desiree Holiano reporting from English Literature News.